that time again. It's Saturday morning. It is time for the Cummins Real Estate Group show with local realtor rock star Michele Cummins and myself, Curtis Pope. Good morning, Michele.
Good morning, Curtis. How are you this fine morning?
I am doing wonderful, and I hope it's the same with you. I hope you're having a great day. Maybe it's getting close to Christmas. Maybe you've had a Christmas coffee.
No, I haven't, but that sounds really good. I'm trying to limit my Christmas coffees to one a week, and maybe in the morning. Sunday mornings are nice for those.
Okay, I believe you.
I'm drinking water right now.
Oh.
I'm actually almost dry. I'm parched. But talking about decorating for Christmas, being a dual citizen, I get to celebrate 2 Thanksgivings every year. I get full of gobble and love it. And so Thursday was the U.S. Thanksgiving. So it was really fun. We, of course, made Armenian rice pilaf and butterball stuffed cooked from frozen turkey. And Richard had to go to 5 grocery stores before he can find it. And it's our favorite. So if it's not cooked from frozen butterball stuffed turkey, then, what kind of turkey is it? No.
It's just a turkey, and what good is that?
I know. Happens to be my favorite. But he, the way he cooks it, because he's the cook of the house, halfway through or so, he bastes it with lots of butter and lots of different spices and stuff, the stuff he puts on there. I think he puts some white pepper on there. And, you being a cook, too, you should chat with him about that. But it is so good. And I like white meat. Do you like white or dark?
I like both. I love turkey. I'm not going to lie. I can't make fun of you for loving turkey. So I like the light and the dark meat.
Yeah, true. I'll eat both, but for some reason I always go straight for the white. And when it's too dry, I'll definitely just go to the dark. But the way he makes these ones, the white meat, you don't need gravy, you don't need nothing. It is so juicy. But anyways, I always like to decorate right after the U.S. Thanksgiving, but not before. So even though I had my Christmas lights up on my house, I wouldn't turn them on until Thanksgiving Day. So they went on Thanksgiving Day that night.
Well, I put my Christmas lights up last weekend, so they've been up and going this week because our new neighborhood has plenty of people who go all out at Christmas. So even though I'm not going like full Chevy Chase and Christmas Vacation, I've got the lights up.
Got to keep up with the Joneses.
I don't think you can in my neighborhood. There's some people that are like way ahead of me, and I've been doing it probably for years. And I'm like, I aspire to do that, but not this year.
Is yours one of those streets that are in the paper, like go to this street and have a hot chocolate and a hot cider or something?
I don't think, I don't know. I wasn't there last Christmas, but I don't think we're like that.
See, this is something we're going to have to find out, pay by donation to support the local UGM or kids center or whatnot.
That's true.
That's a good idea. If you guys really go all out, you can do like a donation bucket.
Good idea. Maybe I can do that to help pay for the electricity if I go full Chevy Chase, Clark Griswold.
Do it, Curtis. That would be so fun.
I'm down. Why not? I got a lot of other things in common with the character. I might as well go full out at Christmas.
You know what I did? I finally watched that first episode of Yellowstone.
Well, you're only, 3 behind now?
Yeah, because I had to watch the last episode of the last season before I allowed myself to watch the first episode of this season. And then I watched it, and I wanted to watch more so bad, but I think it was like 2 a.m., and I had to wake up at like 5:30 a.m., and I thought, I better go to bed.
Well, it was an action-packed episode, the first one.
So good. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, you're right. It doesn't disappoint. You told me that.
That's right. No, I mean, it's I love the show. I do. I mean, and it was you and my son that got me to watch it in the first place.
I saw you were wearing your Yellowstone hat last week on our YouTube video for the show.
I was. I have the brand, too, but nobody wants to see that. No, I don't have the brand.
Oh, my goodness. So the Realtor Drive that we talked about last week, you know what? That's still going on right now because they extended it till the 29th, till Monday. So if anybody has extra scarves or gloves or socks, hats, blankets, anything that would keep somebody warm, or you go out and buy new items, Would love it all. You call me to pick it up. You can drop it off at your local Realtor brokerage office, because this is the whole Fraser Valley Realtor blanket drive. Annually we do it, but we extended the date to cover because of the floods and everything. And we also have online, all cash donations are going towards the flood efforts, because there's a lot of people that are volunteering and doing so much, and there's so much money needed, and everyone, it's just amazing seeing everyone come together and do what they've done. And you know what? The donation link is on the Fraser Valley Real Estate Board and the Greater Vancouver Real Estate Board, because this is in conjunction with them, on their website. I also have it on the homepage of my website at michelecummins.ca. But last Friday, when I checked before our show last week, we were at $7,425, and last night when I checked, we were at $24,251.
That's impressive. That's great.
Yeah. So thank you to everyone who's been donating and doing all that you can, where you're doing it and how you're doing it, whatever you're doing. Thank you for doing it. So BC is giving financial assistance to people who have been affected by the flood and that aren't being covered by insurance. There has been, I just spoke with a lawyer yesterday that actually said there is 3 transactions he was involved with that weren't even closing because of being completely flooded, and there was nothing there for the buyers to buy, not in the substantially the same condition as when they saw it type of thing. And if there's no insurance coverage, then, what are the buyers buying and how are the sellers going to cover this, right? So there's a few people not only affected emotionally, lost all their livelihood and all their memories by losing their whole house and property, but then they're not covered. I mean, that's just one of the worst things you can do or can happen to you. So it's good to know that the BC government is stepping up, and they are offering up to 80% of the amount of total eligible damage. So between $1,000, that exceeds $1,000, to a maximum claim of $300,000. So, albeit the prices of things out there are a lot more than that, but at least they're doing something. So that is available, and the claims may be made in more than one category. So if you're a homeowner and a farm owner, a homeowner or residential tenant must show that the home is their principal residence. Seasonal or recreational properties, hot tubs, patios, pools, garden tools, landscaping, luxury items such as jewelry or fur coats and collectibles, and recreational items, bicycles, things like that, they're not eligible for assistance. Small business owners and farm owners must demonstrate that their farms and businesses are their primary source of income. And charitable organizations must provide a benefit of service to the community at large. And the DFA, which is what it's called, the acronym for Disaster Financial Assistance, and that's what this is called, it's limited to restoring actual damage caused by a specific disaster that has been declared eligible for compensation. So that is what I wanted to give some good news to people who may not know that, a little bit of light in some of the darkness. And I wanted to say, Curtis, when we started our show a few years ago, we were going to be, let's answer a question every week. That would be fun. And then, I get on my tangent and I just start talking.
That can happen.
That's the Hartunian in me, maybe. I don't know. But I had a question this week. Well, I have questions all the time from clients and, the general public. But, I don't keep it in my radar. I don't write it down in my notes to remember for our show all the time. And, I had a question. I actually remembered. I thought, maybe this will be a good one to mention on the show. So a question I had this week from a client they were confused about seeing one of my listings on another realtor's website. And I've had this question a few times, like, what? I thought it was your listing. Why do I see it on this person's website? Or my neighbor called and said that it's not your listing, it's somebody else's listing. Like, there's all this confusion out there. I don't think the general public really knows and understands that there's something called the IDX and reciprocity. So what it is that forms or it empowers us members of the real estate board that our websites can tap into the MLS data. So our personal realtor websites have an IDX system that actually grabs all the listings from all the brokerages that allow this. So each individual brokerage has to opt in to allowing their listings to be advertised. But I think, why wouldn't you want your listings to be advertised? I was like, absolutely, our office should do this, and automatically, RE/MAX, yes, they do it, because more exposure is key to getting the highest dollar and getting to the most buyers out there. So, of course, you want to share your listings. Everyone, please put them on your websites. Share it all over the place. So that's what that is. It appears like it may be that realtor's own listing, but if it's just under listings or area listings or property listings, it doesn't mean it's their listings. It's just they're grabbing the data from the MLS system, and it could be very specific. It could be just on foreclosed properties. I have on my website a tab that brings you all waterfront properties. It's not just my properties, it's all waterfront properties in the area. And then I have one for horse properties, equine properties. Then I have one for all foreclosures. And then so there's all different categories that you can actually grab that information and share all those listings on our personal realtor website. So that was the question I want to answer this week.
All right. Well, with that, we should probably take a quick break. And if people want more information and maybe to see those listings that are yours but aren't yours, where can they go?
MicheleCummins.ca.
Well, we're back with more right after this. Well, we're back with segment number 2 of the Cummins Real Estate Group show with Michele Cummins and myself, Curtis Pope. Now, I guess we got some real estate news and what's trending to get through this segment.
We do. And while we chat about it, are you having an eggnog at all?
I haven't had any eggnog today. No, we did buy some. It's in the fridge. And my son works at No Frills, and they have eggnog ice cream. And he bought a pint of that home the other day. I haven't had a chance to try it yet, but I'm looking forward to it.
Have you tried candy cane ice cream?
I have had candy cane ice cream, but now I'm looking at this eggnog ice cream going, that's going to be either really good or so wrong.
It can't be wrong. It's eggnog.
I'm hoping it can't be wrong, but you never know.
So, real estate news and what's trending. So, because we only have like 4 weeks left of this wonderful 2021, we wanted to talk about what the chief economist, Brandon Ogmenson, if I say his last name correctly.
It's a mouthful. That is a mouthful.
Especially when you're parched.
Yeah. Didn't you get it? Hasn't Richard brought you a water yet?
No.
Oh, man.
I need my little bell system.
Yeah, the bell isn't loud enough, obviously. Plus, he probably just went to bed. He's a musician.
You're so right. What's projected for next year for residential sales in our region? And they say it will decrease. That is sales, not prices. Sales will decrease is their outlook. And it's not just the chief economist saying this. It's also reports by Century 21 and other major brokerages. So it will decrease a little over 15% next year compared to this year, and average home prices combined, so, residential, detached, condos, such, will continue to edge up by, they say, 3.7% between right now and 2022. So when they say overall up by 3.7%, give or take, that doesn't mean that there may be a correction towards, summer or the end of the year next year. It just means it's going to continue creeping up until, my projection is probably until next fall, because the interest rates, the term rates are already going up right now. They're currently creeping up, term rates. And the Bank of Canada, as we've mentioned multiple times lately, it changed their mind, and they're going to raise the base rate July of next year, 2022. So it usually takes about 4 months for us to feel the effects of that. So it's my projection that we're going to continue going up until next fall, maybe late summer, and then we'll start seeing that correction. So that's my prediction. So 2021, we did have the highest sales ever in our region, and British Columbia Real Estate Association projects that next year will bear some fruit. 2022 will rank the third best year ever in our history. So that's followed by 2016. So this year is followed by 2016 and then 2022. So 2021 this year is just the highest, best, craziest, most sales, highest prices in history. Then 2016 was second, and again next year will be third. So they're telling us realtors, there's no time to slow down right now, no time to rest, because we're going to stay quite busy in the near future as well. So no rest for the blessed. Remember, Curtis, I always say.
I go with no rest for the wicked, but that works too.
So our other topic I wanted to talk about this segment is that because a lot of people have been moving out of the cities, out of the, core areas and going to more rural areas and cottage properties. And so we've seen that trend. So I thought I'd mention actually part of an article I thought was very well written and throw in some tidbit information about this. So the market for recreational properties continues to boom. I mean, even though there's been some signs of a slight slowdown there, but in this past year, there's been a sharp and palpable rise in activity. You've definitely seen it. So maybe it's simply tied to the overall uptick in the housing market, which makes sense. But maybe it's tied to the impact of COVID-19. Which has prompted some people to return to a simpler lifestyle and to focus on things that really matter. And a lot of people retiring early when otherwise they might not have. So they're looking for quality time with family, and they want cleaner air quality and less crime and cheaper housing costs and less stress. And certainly the impact of COVID-19 on the blue-collar labor as well as on the white-collar employees has contributed to the surge of people leaving major urban areas and going out of town properties. So they need to take extra care about it, because if you don't know what you don't know, then you don't know it. Right, Chris? Absolutely, and there's a lot that I don't know. You are so humble. And so there's all these hidden surprises. And I did this recreational property video many years ago. Anyways, it's on my YouTube. It's many years ago, but the information's really good on it. And it was one of my HGTV auditions. And, it kind of tells you about what to watch out for in these recreational properties. And so sometimes you don't know of these hidden things. And that's why it's so important when clients ask me, Michele, do you cover this area? Michele, will you help me buy in this area? But it's an out-of-area property. I say I have Realtor trusted referral partners in so many areas, because I've spent 19 years doing this, and I've built up friendships, and I know I have areas specific that I know my clients usually go to and such. And so I have good partners because they know the ground, they know the soil, they know the zoning, they know the bylaws, they know the rules, they know the issues with the water and everything, right? I don't know that area. I can't protect you in that area. You need that local realtor who understands it. So I will always work with my referral partners for that. For your protection, and definitely do it as a buyer. It's buyer beware in BC. So, don't take that lightly, because this is the biggest transaction, it is pretty much, of most people's lives. So take good care when you're purchasing, even in this crazy seller's market. So key questions to ask. So does the cottage or rural property have garbage pickup? might sound simple, but it can be tedious if all of a sudden every week you're having to haul your garbage away. And how close is the nearest dump station, right? Or does the property owner have to take garbage to the dump, right? So think of that. And are the roads maintained by the municipality, or are they private roads that must be maintained by the property owners who use them? Because think of snow plowing. So you got to inquire whether the roads are maintained by the municipality all year round. And if not, who is responsible for all of that snow clearing in the winter? If you have school-aged children, what type of educational facilities are available? Is there pickup for the bus station? What type of health and medical services and facilities are nearby? And how close is the grocery store? So check what type of structure can be built as well, or what can be added to an existing structure. You got to think of your future. You got to think of what you may need in the future, because selling and buying is expensive. And if you're an investor and you're buying multiple properties, that's great. But if you have one property and you're having to sell and purchase that one property constantly, then you just want to set down. Most people want to set down roots in a place, especially if they're buying rural, that they're going to have for a while. And that's going to cover all their future needs. So really think about that. So, and it's all about the survey. So with the potential issues around lot lines, and there has been shore road allowances and access, if you're on a waterfront property, who has the water rights, and is it government, and do you need permit for the dock, or is there a membership that you need to be part of? There's all these questions to ask and all these things to understand and know. And a survey, an up-to-date survey, is very important. So I definitely suggest having that. And then utilities and permits. So in the unusual year, there are other issues to be considered, such as you got hydro supply to the property. You've got, is it municipal water, the sewage systems. If the property is serviced by a lake or well water, you must check both for the water quality and the water flow. Is it sufficient for dishwashing and clothes washing and showers and baths? So there's just so much to do with these rural properties that you really want somebody to represent you and make sure that you are getting all the information you need. If the property is a cottage or other rural property, was it built with the proper permit? So look into that. Now, some districts are a little lenient than others, but definitely know what municipality or district that property you're thinking of buying is in, and know its rules and understand it. So you can do a lot of research and investigating, and you'll definitely thank yourself for doing that. So that is that on the rural properties. If anybody has more questions about it, then please feel free to reach out to me, of course, as always, and I'd love to help. And Curtis, I'm wondering, have you ever been to an IHOP?
Of course I've been to an IHOP.
Who hasn't?
Sometimes after a night of maybe overindulging with friends, that's the best remedy in the morning.
I find that IHOP is the most creative family-ran franchise that there is. They have such creative everything, from their pancakes, the galore amount of pancakes, to, like right now, they've got their Winter Wonderland pancakes. I don't know if you've been there yet since they started serving those. No, I have not. And they've got frozen hot chocolate milkshakes. Like, it seems like an oxymoron. Frozen hot chocolate milkshake. Yeah, I'm a step behind you. I'm still trying to figure that one out. But okay, I follow you. My wonderful sister-in-law and brother-in-law own the IHOP in Langley. And they totally gave it a full renovation right before then COVID happened, the pandemic. And they have stayed strong. They have stayed feeding the community. They've come up with brilliant and creative ways to stay open and keep paying their employees. And I love their establishment. It's so clean and it's peaceful, and they're so kind there. It's a long running. It's been there a long time too. But they serve right now not only the new wonderful winter dishes as mentioned, but IHOP has these 7 new sandwiches, and Richard got to go and try them the other day. He's the lucky one, but they look so good. I went on their menu and I had to have a look at what they are, and they've got this new Cali roasted turkey melt, of course, and it's sounds so delicious. And they've got this cheese-crusted 4 cheese melt. I love, like, melted cheese sandwiches, grilled cheese sandwiches. Don't know if you... What do you call it? Do you call it grilled or melted?
Grilled cheese is what I've always called them. Am I doing it wrong?
No, that's good. Some people say melted, some people say grilled, some people say toasted. I don't know. I say grilled. Pepper jack patty melt. That one sounds divine. And they've got the barbecue mac melt. Oh, the buffalo chicken melt and the Philly cheese steak stacker. Oh, sounds so good.
They all sound really good.
It does. Okay, so you got to go try it out next time you are in the Langley area or driving by, and say hi to Jackie for me, and say hi to Clayton, the manager there. He's my nephew. And the featured listings today. Okay, so we've got 2 brand new listings. One just hit the market yesterday. One just hit the market the day before. So the one that hit the market the day before is at 33090 Cascade Place in Mission. It's over 10,000 square foot lot. It was built in 1977. It's a 2,000 square foot house, and it's co-listed with colleague Christine Allen out of my Remax Little Oak office. It's a basement entry home, and it is beautiful. It is so nice. That one we have listed at $915, and you can always let your fingers do the walking and your eyes do the viewing by looking at my drone video, my cinematography video, all my photos, over 40 photos and floor plan online before making an appointment to see it. Try to make it easy for buyers so they have all the information. Just go on my website, or you can Google the address and my name and find it there. And the one that just hit the market yesterday, it's got 200 amp power that they put in recently, and there's a 220 in the garage, single garage. And it's a actually good-sized lot, too. It's almost 8,400 square foot lot. It's got a pretty private backyard. It's at 7928 Horn Street, and it has a suite. It is priced at $999, and it's a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom. So the upstairs and the downstairs pretty much mirror each other. So 2 bedrooms up, 2 bedrooms down, and it's got a shed. It's about 2,200 square feet in size. And, yes, so the whole owner lives in the whole house. So any buyer could have possession of the whole house or have a place and establish the current market rates for rents if they want to rent out either the up or the down, or both. So there you have it. Those are the new listings, and the quote of the week is, "You are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream." And that's C.S. Lewis.
That is a great quote. Not one I knew. That's one of the few quotes you've had that I've actually known.
Because it's C.S. Lewis.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, if people want more information about your listings, where can they go?
MicheleCummins.ca.
And join us again next week when we will talk real estate in order to unlock your real estate potential on a show where real estate is maximized. Thanks for listening.